Hi, hello everyone. Thanks for joining the presentation today. So my name is Greg. I'm from St. Mary's University in London. So I want to tell you more about what we can offer you to study at St. Mary's and also about London in general. There's many options that you can look into. So it should give you a good idea about what you can get from this great city and also from the university. So feel free to ask any questions at the end or through my chat function. I'm here at the stand, so come and visit me if you have any specific questions. And yeah, I'm here to help. So let me share my screen with you now so you can see my presentation. Okay. Okay, great. So this is St. Mary's University. We're in London, so we have a lot to offer in terms of lifestyle, experience, and what you can really get from your time at the university and studying in the UK. So I'm sure when you think of London, these might be some of the things that you think of, famous landmarks, famous attractions. So you have all this just a short distance from the university. So of course, London is famous for shopping, culture, nightlife, social events. So really make the most of this when you're at the university. Of course, you're there for your academic study, but make the most of all the famous, fabulous tourist attractions and benefits that it has there. So there are many universities in London, which adds to a really great feel of the city, a very student-focused city, a very young, dynamic city with lots of energy. So you see all these universities. Some are in the very center, some are a bit more suburban. And this is the university I'll tell you about today, St. Mary's University. We're in the southwest side of the city. So a really nice neighborhood, very safe, very green, very affluent, wealthy neighborhood. We're in the Richmond district. So in my opinion, one of the nicest districts in the city, but within very easy access of the city centre. So we're just 30 minutes to the very city centre, so very easy to get to. And also just 30 minutes, well, less than 30 minutes from Heathrow Airport. So more than likely, when you land, when you arrive in the UK, that's where you'll arrive. So really convenient for arrival, departure, or if you want to travel a bit further afield as well. So I'll tell you more about the local area. Of course, I'll also tell you about the university in more detail. So this is the campus. So we have a beautiful campus in the southwest side of the city. You'll see the river. So this is the famous River Thames, runs all the way right past the university. And you have everything that you need on this campus. If you're coming for undergraduate study, we have undergraduate accommodation. We have Olympic standard sports facilities. So I'll talk about sport quite a lot. It's a big part of our university. And then here you've got cafes, you've got a theatre, a restaurant, a place of worship, library, laundrette, all that kind of stuff there. And of course your classrooms, your academic classrooms are right on the campus also. So for most courses, all concentrated, all centered in one main place. And we're quite a small university for UK standards, around 5,000 to 6,000 students. So this adds to a really friendly feel to the university. So if you want a friendly, small, student-focused university where you feel valued, this is definitely the place for you to be. And of course, the location is very convenient. So to give you a few ideas about the campus, a few pictures of the campus, I'd definitely recommend that you visit the virtual tour on the website where you can fly around. But you'll see that it's a good mix of modern facilities. This is the sports St. Mary's at the top here, top left. Many Olympic teams base themselves at the university when we have championships in London or when we had the Olympics. National teams base themselves here. Great facilities. And then on the other side, something very historic. So this beautiful old Gothic castle style building makes for a really nice setting to study and spend time in. Some figures that I want to share with you that we're very proud of. 98%, so that's one of the highest in the UK, of our graduates were in employment or further study or vocation within 15 months of graduation. So we're extremely proud of that figure. A large part of this is due to the networking opportunities that the students can have, the work placement opportunities. Every or almost every undergraduate course can have a work placement option as a module for a semester. There are an increasing number of paid year in placement sandwich years and an increasing number of postgraduate students with a work placement option also. So definitely consider that to really add to your experience and of course your employability. We're ranked in the top 5 in the whole of the UK for student experience and top 10 for teaching quality. So you know that if you do consider us, you've got the student experience side and the academic side well covered. And so this is another beautiful shot of the campus here, just outside the main old building. And sport. Like I said, I will mention this a lot. We're top in London for sport. We have a very, very strong sporting background, a very strong sporting heritage. Many of our students have gone on to achieve success at the Olympics. In fact, in the Rio Olympics, if St. Mary's University were a country, we'd be almost the same as Canada, just from our Olympic medal table. So we really want to build on this. So this could be an academic sport side that you're looking to, or maybe you do something academically that's totally not related to sport, but you want to build on this as an extracurricular activity. That's totally fine as well. And all these partnerships and placements really help boost the authenticity and the value of our course program. So right from Chelsea, like Premiership level football clubs, right the way through to the ballet. If you think of how strong you need to be a good dancer, strength and conditioning courses and physiotherapy courses can really add to that. Of course, it's not all about sport. We have 50 clubs and societies you can join, which we definitely recommend you do. We know that you're here to study, but you're also here to have a really good experience, whether it's for 1 year masters or whether it's a 3-year undergraduate. Make the most of this. Join the clubs and societies. This could be anything from chocolate society, fishing society, through to something a bit more serious, maybe the debating society. We definitely recommend you do this so that you can get the most from your time here. I'll explain now about the courses that we have. I won't go into detail about every course because you can come and ask me this at the stand, or you can, of course, check the website, which has everything there, and it will take far too long to go into every course. But we'll start with the business ones. We know that many of you look for a business degree. So we have this at undergraduate and master's postgraduate, well-accredited business school. I know that many of these acronyms and terms might not mean too much to you, but it does show that the courses are really boosted by these accreditations. So to give you an idea of what you can study, business management would be the core, and then students maybe like to add on finance, marketing, or entrepreneurship if you want to start your own business, for example. International business management is extremely popular, of course, with international students, and sports management. So maybe you want to go into the world of sport, but you want something a bit more substantial academically. Sports management is well worth considering. And together with this in the business school, we have our communications programs. So maybe if you've got more of a design background, and you want to look into marketing or media, these are the type of programs you can look into. And again, one which focuses more specifically on sports also. At postgraduate level, our main business courses are international business management, marketing, sports management, and for the international business, we also have a January intake. So if we know that Turkey has been on the red list before, thankfully, luckily now it's not, it's off the red list, so it's much easier to travel. So maybe you couldn't come in September, but you can come in January. So international business management, international finance and accounting, and international finance and management all have, sorry, and sports management all have January starts. So yeah, please ask me about that if you have any questions. Away from the business school, something a bit more arty and creative. We have acting, we have film, creative writing at undergraduate level. And then at postgraduate level, more specifically on novel writing and sports journalism, a very, very well-respected international sports journalism course. There's not many universities in the UK which offer this, so very competitive, but for the right background, we can certainly help you out with that. Many of you might be looking into law or international relations. So we have a number of programs in this area. Criminology is becoming more and more popular, the study of crime, the study of criminals. Students maybe like to combine this with law to give them a wider career path, a wider career options. I think some students think law might limit them to becoming a lawyer or a solicitor or barrister, which is not true, that it can open many doors. And certainly adding criminology with that can open more prospects. And of course, international relations. If you're looking to study in the UK, you're obviously internationally minded, so this can be a good way to get into something a bit more academic, a little bit more political, and a bit more in the diplomatic circle there. Largely mirrored at postgraduate level, diplomacy in international relations, and some very specific courses such as human trafficking, migration, organized crime. So maybe you see that there's a need for this. We know particularly in Turkey, there's big issues with migration, with immigration, and the social issues that can cause. So this could be a very good one if you're considering supporting that movement or working with that when you go back to Turkey. So please ask me about these specific ones in particular. Likewise, education, international development and social justice. If you're working towards maybe the charity sector or the NGOs, the non-government organizations, there's some really good potential there also. And of course, sport. So a big part for us. For us, anything medical is more sports related. So if you're looking for a medical type degree, we don't have traditional medicine to be a doctor, for example, but we do have fields in what we call allied health. So that could be things like physiotherapy, sports and exercise nutrition, nutrition by itself, sports and exercise science, coaching, those kind of programs, psychology, strength and conditioning. So maybe you want to really look at the scientific side of sport and the human body, but you don't want to be a doctor, or maybe that's not achievable for you depending on your situation. So these are well worth considering. And likewise at postgraduate level, these get a bit more specific. So human nutrition, nutrition and genetics, looking at the role of DNA, physiotherapy, and chronic disease management. So well worth looking into if you've got quite a specific career aim for those. And some areas of research, looking more into how sport and exercise can work together with physiology, biomechanics. So that's the idea of using some kind of machinery as a part of rehabilitation. So they can work well as a research degree. And education is the other big area that St. Mary's is famous for. So we were established in 1850, so way back in 1850 as a teacher training institution. So that's how we started, and since then we've developed, adding all these other courses, but we're very successful with teacher training college. The government inspection body called Ofsted has ranked us outstanding for that. So if teacher training, which can be open to international students, or other areas of education is of interest, we have a good range of education programs, both at undergraduate and at postgraduate level also. Okay, so that's a brief look into the courses that we can offer. Just ask me if you have any specific questions about those. I mentioned January starts earlier. So these are our courses that we have on offer for January at postgraduate level. Apologies that the text has been cut here at the bottom. So we have international business management as our main one. And then we also have these more specific niche ones, chronic disease management, human trafficking, and as a distance learning course, so distance only. So if you're unable to leave Turkey, we have a public health. So also looking at the allied health aspect. And the good thing with the distance learning courses is that you pay the equivalent of home fees, so the fees are less. Okay. And talking about fees, we have a very affordable fee level. So compared to many other universities, particularly in the UK, sorry, in London, we have a very good offering. So undergraduate, 13,650 per year. Master's degrees at postgraduate. For next September, it'd be 14,550. But for those ones that I just mentioned for January, it would be 13,650. There are some scholarships available. They are limited in number, but we can look at your application. If it's a strong application, we can see what we can do. Okay, give you an idea about entry requirements. So if you're at an international school, maybe you're doing IB, the International Baccalaureate, so we ask for 28 or higher. That's obviously a very, very low minimum. We do need higher than that. Around 100 UCAS points. So we have a foundation program, an integrated foundation program if you need that, and a pre-masters. But looking at the Turkish qualifications in particular, we can accept your lycée, so we can accept you direct from high school. No need for a foundation year, so you can come directly to us if you get 60% or higher. And likewise, at postgraduate level, we'd really look for a GPA of 2.5 or above. So for many students, it is more achievable, especially if you have a strong personal statement, a strong application can certainly help. We do need some kind of English language. So IELTS is a standard one, of course, level 6 for undergraduate, 6.5 for postgraduate. But we can take other exams, Pearson, Cambridge. Password is also a good one, which you can do remotely if you're unable to do IELTS or if you don't have it. Okay, just to finish off, so applying is easy through SOUK will totally support your application, quite easy to submit. And just to give you an idea for accommodation, so we have guaranteed undergraduate accommodation if you apply before the deadline. As much as possible, we want this to be on the campus for you, so you get that experience. And the great thing is it includes breakfast and dinner. So it includes 2 meals a day. And you might think that London's expensive. Of course, it's not the cheapest city, but these are very, very, very good accommodation prices. I live near the university and I wish that, that my rent was at this level. It's a very good option. So starting from around £5,500 for a twin room. If you want a larger room with a private bathroom, just over £8,000. So that's for the academic year, and that's with 2 meals a day included at the university. Call it the Ref, the university restaurant. It's good food. I go there. The academics go there. It's got a really good atmosphere and very tasty. So it's good. Postgraduate. This accommodation is in the private sector, so that means that we don't offer it on the campus, but there are lots of options nearby, lots of students nearby. So these are some photos from a place called Grosvenor House, which is just about a 15-minute walk away in Twickenham from the university. And that can start at less than £200 a week. So it's a very good option there for you. But there's homestay options to bring the cost down, sharing, renting a private place, or private halls, private dormitories also. So on that note, I just want to give you a quick idea about monthly costs. Maybe, again, you think that London's crazy expensive. It doesn't have to be. Like, if we look at the kind of low range, if you're on a budget, and of course the upper range, maybe if you're not on a budget, it does make it quite achievable, especially with our low fees, good accommodation offering. It can make it quite achievable. But ask me if you've got any specific questions about living in London in that respect. Okay, so just to end, you've seen about the London city as a whole. I'm sure you know the kind of famous attractions here. But just to give you an idea of the local area near the university, it's a very green, very safe, very relaxed neighbourhood. We've got historic buildings here. This is the palace of King Henry VIII, a very, very famous king, which you might have heard about, having 6 wives. So a very famous historical place. Beautiful parks, very nearby with wild animals in the parks. So although you're in the city, it feels relaxed and green. Beautiful riverside setting. So very nice restaurants, bars, cafes on the river. A really nice place to spend some time. So a good balance. You've got the city with the craziness and busyness and everything hectic there. And then here you've got something much more relaxed and green and a bit more of a different feel to it. So all in all, why should you consider St. Mary's? So think about what I said about achievements with student experience and teaching quality. It's in the top 5 and top 10 in the UK for that. Very high employability rate from the government statistics from 2020. Work placements and consultancy projects on the vast majority of our courses, certainly at undergraduate, an increasing number at master's level. We've guaranteed undergraduate accommodation if you apply before the deadline. This beautiful campus, which when you can visit, I definitely recommend you do, or if you've got family or friends in the UK, they can come and visit. Or please drop me an email. I can even do a video tour for you directly if you need to. As much as we can, we want to have small, diverse class sizes, affordable fees with some scholarship options, and this Olympic standard sports facilities also. So I'm sure you've got the details of the website, st.marys.ac.uk. So please take a look. You'll see everything you need there for course information. Follow us on social media, and also please do take my email address here, gregory.barron@st.marys.ac.uk. Any questions you have, I can help. Of course, SAUK are great. They'll help you also. And yeah, submit an application. They're open now for January, for master's levels, and of course for September 2022. Okay, so thank you for your time today. Let me just come back to the main screen. Okay, so I can see I've got a question here. Do you have a PhD program of civil engineering? Unfortunately, we don't have engineering courses. So the main course areas, business, sport, education, international relations, a few of the programs, but yeah, unfortunately, we don't have engineering, I'm afraid. Okay, if there are any other questions that can come through that way, please ask. Otherwise, please come and visit me at the stand. I'm here today, my colleague's here tomorrow, or drop me an email. Okay, thank you all, and I hope that we can see you at St. Mary's soon. Thank you.